was shot 7 times in the stomach at Front and Lehigh at the gas station. I was carjacked, and I wouldn't give the guy the keys to my car because my daughter was in the back seat. And I refused to give him the keys until he let my daughter out the car, and he wouldn't let me get her out of the car. I refused to give him the keys, and we argued. The gas station was empty. It was him and a friend, and I was just pumping my gas. I was only living in Kensington and Clearfield. I had an apartment. I was on the methadone program, and I was actually doing good, and I was just getting gas, and they ran up on me and put a gun up in my face, and all I wanted to do was get my little girl out the car, and they wouldn't let me. And then it got to the point where I just knew that the guy was going to shoot me in the face and take the car anyway, so I grabbed the gun and wrestled around with him for a little bit, and the gun went off. He pulled the trigger, and the gun was right around my gut area, and he let it go and shot me 7 times in the stomach. Thank God both of them just ran away. They were scared. I don't think they wanted to shoot me after that, you know. I don't know, because they just left the car and left my daughter and my girlfriend, who I was with at the time, in the car. Yeah, I only went down, actually. I only went down to one knee, and I wasn't sure what happened. I just knew my stomach was on fire, and blood started coming out the bottom of my jacket. And I hobbled over to the car. My girlfriend got out the car, and she started screaming. She said, "What was that? What happened?" She had earbuds in or something. She was listening to music, and we got in the car, and she didn't know her way around really this area of Philly. She ended up driving me to Children's Hospital up on Erie Avenue, and I lost so much blood that I was completely incoherent. We made it to the Children's Hospital, and she almost actually drove through the emergency room doors. And me and my daughter, I walked in the emergency room, and I had blood just gushing out of me at this time. And I went in there was blood going all over the floor, and there was a little kid screaming because it was a children's hospital. I didn't even know. And they said, "What happened to you? You can't come in here. This is a children's hospital." And I said, "I have no other choice." And they were like, "Just go to your knees." And I went to my knees, and my daughter grabbed me around my neck. And a bunch of orderlies, I guess, and nurses came out, and they had to rip her away from me because she wouldn't let me go. And they took me in, and I had 2 bullets go to my stomach, 2 to my bladder, 1 to my lung, and 2 tore up my lower intestines. And they had to put a breathing tube in on me, and supposedly I was refusing the breathing tube, and I wouldn't let them put it in, and time went by, and when they were doing this, and I slipped into a coma for lack of oxygen in my brain. And it felt like I was in a coma for a while, and it just felt like it was overnight, and it ended up being a couple months. And I woke up, and my mom and my girlfriend took care of me, and It was really hard. I had to learn how to walk again.
It's tough.
Yeah, and,
I need an angel to save me from myself, holding my savior, keep my heart upon the shelf. Do you remember the things we said, the things we felt, calling forever?
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel, AML Films, and we out there. You know, thank you guys for tuning in today. Today we got a special guest. Introduce yourself.
how you guys doing? My name's Edward McGinnis. People call me Irish.
So hey, what's up Irish? How you doing, man? Good to have you on the show. How old are you?
I'm 41.
41. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from South Philadelphia. I spent half my life in Philly, half my life in Jersey. Most of it in prison.
Okay.
In prison and on heroin, a lot of it.
Tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Let's see, I was raised in Southwest Philly, in South Philly, and my father passed away when I was 11 from a heroin overdose. And I was raised by my mom, you know, single mother with 4 boys.
That's tough.
And, you know, I had not a very good childhood. Pretty bad one. It's just maybe neglect, you know, but,
Right.
you know, just moved around a lot, like different people's houses. Lived with my grandparents for a long time. My mom was on drugs for a while, and after my dad passed away, and I mean, she straightened up after a while, you know, and took care of us really good, and did the best she could. I just screwed it up, you know, when I started using, which I swore I would never do because my father passed away from it, and ended up doing it anyway.
How were you introduced to drugs?
Same as usual, friends, and yeah, I knew a lot about drugs already due to my parents, and you know, my mom mainly drank and did speed, and you know, my dad did the downers and stuff like that, the heroin to the dust and pills and Tuinals and Quaaludes and, you know, all that. And I seen it, you know, growing up and stuff, and actually learned quite a bit before I ever even did any myself.
So how was your first drug experience?
It was smoking pot, and smoking pot led to acid, and then I started selling the pot and the acid just to party with, and you know, I go to concerts and sell acid and nitrous, and you know, it was mainly just like the psychedelic drugs at first, the like fun party drugs, and you know, just doing it on the weekend, and you know, and then cocaine was introduced, and I would go to clubs and sniff coke and go out just on the weekends, really, and I would buy like an 8-ball, and it would last me all weekend, you know. Wow, I haven't said that in a long time. I buy an 8-ball and it lasts me all weekend. But then the crash came from like, you do a lot of cocaine and you start crashing when you run out. One day I was out, I was driving around the races in Southwest Philly and over by 61st Street, and buddy of mine, I ran out of blow, and I was crashing, and there was no bars open. It was the middle of the night, and my buddy was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "Man, I feel like shit." You know what I mean? I was like, told him that I wasn't feeling too high, and he was like, "Here, take a little bump of this. Take a little, you know, sniff a little bit of this. It'll take it right away." And I asked him what it was, and he was like, "It's heroin and shit." And I was like, "Oh, no, I can't do that." And him and the crash from the coke kind of talked me into it, and I did it, and I was like, whoa, it took it completely away, and I felt 100% better. I actually was high from the dope then, you know what I mean? And I felt great, and I asked him how much that was, and he was like, "Oh man, this is," back then it was $10 a bag, you know? And I was like, $10, man, I just blew like $300 on 3 8-balls of coke tonight, you know, $10, and I can be trash like this all night, you know what I mean? And then first weekend I went out and I bought 1 bag of dope. I bought, of course, the blow like I usually do, and I did 1 bag of dope. And I did it afterwards, and I felt completely better. I was actually messed up pretty much all weekend from that 1 bag of dope. And then the next weekend I went out and just bought dope. And then from there on out, it was like, first weekend I bought 1 bag, and it lasted me all weekend. Then I swear I was like, this is just going to be a weekend thing, you know, and that's it. And then then a Wednesday hit, and we went out and shit, went to the mall, and stopped and got a bag, and got screwed up, and it just kept going like that. Then it was 2 days during the week and the weekend, and 3 days, and then it was, you know what I mean, going to Wawa, I'm going to get a bag. You know what I mean? Then it was just every day. And me and my brother, who was like my road dog, we both got hooked the same time and everything. He was more of a lightweight when it came to it. Like, he started to get sick real bad when we didn't have it, where I didn't even feel any sickness yet. And he ended up telling my mom that we were using, and we went straight into a rehab and left in 2 days with a girl. Like I did every time I went to rehab, which was only a couple times, but like 3 times I went.
Okay, tell us what's the difference between fentanyl and heroin? Well,
heroin is real heroin that comes from the ground and everything like that. Fentanyl is a straight chemical. It's like it started off as a painkiller and stuff, and well, like the dope nowadays, it doesn't have any heroin in it at all. There's no dope no more in the heroin that they're selling out here now, and it's only fentanyl and horse tranquilizer, and now they're putting ketamine in it too. They're adding the ketamine too, which is another kind of tranquilizer. And it's mainly tranquilizer and fentanyl, and it causes you to feel like almost the same kind of effects, but it's slightly different. It's actually a lot stronger, and it's a lot worse.
Are you concerned with what you're putting in your body?
Yeah, I am. Like, now that like you said something, I think about it, but when I'm out there, I don't think at all, really. I try not to.
Right. So how many bags of fentanyl do you use a day?
I do 3 to 4 bags at a time in a shot, and probably I average probably about a bundle and a half a day.
And what's a bundle?
give or take, a bundle is like 16 bags. So like, I could go back and forth to the block buying dope.
How much for a bundle?
A bundle is usually $80. They don't give nothing for free anymore. They used to. When it was dimes and it was real dope, they used to give like a bag for free, sometimes a couple bags for free if you bought that much. But now it's just 16 bags, $80, you know, 14 bags, you know, it's
so
just,
Irish, let us know how you go about supporting your habit.
how I support it? I hustle. I sell drugs. I sell different things. Right now I'm selling watches that a guy gave me. I make a small profit off of it, so I'll do it. I'll sell clothes. I'll do whatever I can, you know.
Do you feel any shame or guilt due to your drug use?
Yes, absolutely.
What is it going to take for you to get clean?
Rehabilitation. I actually want to, and I just attempted methadone program, but I just don't. I guess I wasn't ready. I went into the hospital for an infection I got out here, and the hospital put me on methadone, and I had to stay in the hospital for 3.5 weeks, and when I came out the hospital, I tried to go straight on to an outpatient methadone program. But honestly, I don't think it was the right scenario. I think I should have went inpatient and had some kind of therapeutic counseling while I started to get clean, rather than just being in pain and having surgeries done and then going straight on the methadone without any kind of like knowledge on how to stay clean and how to stay focused and, you know, different things like that, you know.
So Irish, what's a day out here look like for you?
Walking around a lot of walking, a lot of being on my feet, a lot of talking. I spend all day with my girl and try to help her as best as possible, you know.
Okay, so what was your life like before the drug addiction?
I was an athlete. Baseball and basketball were my sports. That's my whole life was circled around that. But I wanted to be in Major League sports. You know, either one, it didn't matter. They're both my favorite sports. I love them both. And when it didn't happen, like when I was in high school, I played baseball. I played both sports, varsity as a freshman. I guess I was a better basketball player than like scouts that were looking at me. They only came to look at me playing basketball, and I guess my hitting wasn't. I wasn't a big power hitter. I still got on base and still was a great fielder, and but with basketball, I guess I was more impressive. I guess, I don't know, and I ended up going to just a small community college and played basketball there for like a short while before I started really using real bad, and then I just quit. Like the whole plan was for me to go to community college for 2 years and then go to a bigger school, and then hopefully go to the pros, or at least like have schooling to back me up, you know, from there. And then I ended up going to prison instead.
How many times have you been in prison?
I've done 4 prison sentences.
What were some of the charges?
The first one was aggravated assault with a firearm. I robbed a drug dealer for all his drugs, and he called the cops and told the cops what I did and everything, and I ended up getting a lot of time for it.
Wow.
Ended up doing like 7.5 years for that. Like, yeah, it was a 9-year sentence.
That's a lot of
And
time.
a lot of bad shit happened in there.
Hey, let's get to know you as a person a little bit. You know, what is your favorite color?
Green.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is some of your favorite music?
I listen to rap. I listen to classic R&B and rock.
Do you have a favorite rapper?
Meek Mills, right
Meek
now.
Mills?
Yeah, he's my
Okay.
favorite rapper right now.
All right, okay. All
Cassidy used to be. I'm mainly into the Philly rappers, you know what I mean?
right. Gotcha.
They're my, it's my twist.
Okay.
You know?
All right. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Vanilla.
Oh, that's mine too. Vanilla in the building, guys.
Yeah.
Haagen-Dazs, my brand. Okay, so what is you have a favorite candy?
Yeah, Milky Way. I like Milky Ways. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
If I get candy, Milky Ways, now Maters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let the audience know what is your favorite sports team as far as like football.
Phillies, Eagles, Sixers, Flyers.
Okay, you heard that. Representing, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Let the audience know what is your zodiac sign.
I'm a Sagittarius, December 1st.
Woo, you heard it, guys. Sag in the building. You know what I mean? The archer, we got our bow and arrow at you. Okay, cool. So do you have a spiritual or religious belief?
I was raised Catholic, but I just have my own beliefs on it. I disagree with a lot that the Catholic religion says now and stuff, because there's so much stuff that I don't do that the Catholic religion wants you to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in God, Jesus, and you know, I believe in that. Hopefully, there's a heaven, and I don't know if I'll be going there, but I hope.
Well, I hope you go to heaven, because
Yeah.
we're living in hell already.
I'm telling you.
All right, so okay, are you a high school or college graduate?
Yeah, I graduated high school.
Awesome. And when you was a little boy, what do you want to become when you grow up?
A baseball player.
When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see?
Disappointment.
If you had 3 wishes in this world, what would your three wishes be?
My 3 wishes would be to get clean, 1, and get a good job, and be a good father to my kids.
How many kids do you have?
I have 4. I have 2 little girls that are with my mom, and I have a daughter that's with her mother, and I have a son that's with his mother.
If they was watching this video, what message would you like to send to them?
I'd like to just say I'm sorry for everything, and that that I'm going to try to do better.
I need an angel to save me from myself, holding my savior, keep my heart upon the shelf. Do you remember the things we said, the things we felt, calling forever, forever?